We'd just gotten back from the grocery store. A quiet Saturday afternoon, overcast, the kind of day made for soup and old movies. I was unloading bags from the trunk while she went straight inside to start putting things away. Routine. Predictable. Or at least that's what I thought. I reached for her purse, which she always left in the passenger seat. Figured I'd be helpful and bring it in with the last of the bags. It was heavier than usual. When I got inside, she was in the kitchen with her back turned, humming something soft. I set her purse on the table, but it didn't sit right, like something bulky was shoved inside. I don't know why I did it. Call it curiosity, call it instinct. But I opened it. Maybe I was looking for her keys. Maybe I was looking for something else. That's when I saw it. A phone. Not hers. Not mine. Just a black phone with a matte case. No lock screen picture. No keychain. Just generic. But unmistakably hidden. It was wedged inside an inner zip pocket, under a pack of tissues and a half-used lip balm. My heart started doing this weird, slow thump in my chest, like it knew something I didn't. I pulled it out. The screen lit up with a tap. No passcode. Just slid open like it was waiting for me. And the first thing I saw? A text thread. Top contact labeled J. No emoji. No real name. Just a single letter. And the most recent message? Miss you already. Last night was everything. Everything inside me just paused. Like I was standing on a ledge I didn't know I'd climbed. I looked over at her in the kitchen, still humming, completely unaware that the air around me had turned to glass. Fragile. Ready to shatter. I didn't say anything right away. I just scrolled. Messages. Dozens. All recent. All flirtatious. Some vague, some graphic in implication. Some sent during times I knew we were sitting on the couch together, watching Netflix. Some on nights I was working late. Some on the mornings she told me she felt off and needed space. My hands were trembling. She turned then, saw the look on my face, and before she even asked what was wrong, her eyes fell to what I was holding. She froze. There it was. The moment where time splits into a before and an after. I held the phone up, my voice quieter than I expected. Whose is this? She blinked. Swallowed. What? This phone. It was in your purse. She stared at it like it was a snake. Then shook her head. That's not mine. I raised an eyebrow. It was in your purse, Kate. She stepped forward, voice higher now. I don't know how that got there. I swear to God, Ryan, Don't lie to me, I said. And I meant it. Because I didn't even know who I was looking at anymore. My wife? My partner? Or just a really good actress caught between lines? She tried to take it from me. I pulled it back. I read the messages, I said. I saw what's in there. Her face went pale. Ryan, please. Please what? My voice cracked, louder this time. Please pretend this didn't happen. Please pretend this phone magically appeared in your bag, with messages about how someone misses your body. Silence. She sat down at the table, put her hands in her lap. Didn't look at me. I should have felt rage. I should have flipped the table, thrown the phone, demanded names. But I didn't. I felt hollow, like someone had scooped out the insides of me and left the shell behind. How long? I asked. I didn't need details. I just needed the truth. She opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. I don't know. That answer hurt more than anything. You don't know? It just started. A while ago. It wasn't serious. I laughed. Bitter, broken. It wasn't serious, but you bought a whole other phone for it. That part killed me. The logistics. The planning. This wasn't a mistake made in a weak moment. This was deliberate. Thought out. Hidden. Who is he? I asked. She didn't answer. And that silence? That was my answer. I stood there, staring at the woman I'd shared 9 years with, the woman I'd built a home with, planned vacations with, cried in front of, laughed with, trusted more than anyone. And I didn't recognize her at all. I left the house that afternoon without slamming the door. I didn't scream, didn't throw the phone, didn't demand she explain what last night meant or where exactly it happened. I just walked. Down the block. Around the neighborhood. Past the oak tree she used to photograph every fall, when the leaves turned that burnt orange she loved. And for the first time in years, I felt like a stranger in my own life. I ended up at the park. Sat on one of those iron benches that gets too hot in summer and too cold in winter. The kind we used to sit on, back when we used to walk after dinner. Back when the biggest thing we argued about was which restaurant to try next. I stared out across the field, watching some kids kick a soccer ball around, their laughter distant but sharp. And I thought about everything. Every dinner we shared. Every morning, she kissed me goodbye. Every time she said, "I love you," like it was oxygen. Was any of it real? Or was I just convenient? I must have sat there for over an hour, not even feeling the cold through my jacket. Just numb. Not the kind of numb that fades. The kind that settles into your bones and makes a home. Eventually, I went back. I didn't want to, but I had to. My stuff was still there. My dog. My name on the mortgage. My toothbrush sitting next to hers like nothing had changed, except everything had. She was on the couch when I walked in, that second phone sitting on the coffee table like an open wound. Her eyes were red. She'd been crying, or trying to look like she had. I didn't care. "Do you want to tell me who he is?" I asked. She didn't speak right away. Then she whispered, "You don't know him." Of course I didn't. She made sure of that. "He's not why I pulled away," she said. "It's not like that." "Then what is it like, Kate?" I sat across from her, arms crossed, jaw tight. "Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you've been having a whole other life, while I've been here folding your laundry and making sure the fridge has your favorite oat milk." She flinched at that. Good. Because I needed her to feel something. "It wasn't about you," she said softly. "Then what was it about?" She looked up then, eyes wet. "It was about me. Feeling like I'd disappeared." I almost laughed. So disappearing more was the answer? I didn't mean for it to go this far. The second phone was. "Insurance." I cut her off. "You didn't want me to see it. You planned that. Don't insult me by pretending you didn't." She said nothing, just stared at the floor like it might swallow her. I stood up, walked to the bedroom, packed a bag with whatever I could grab, shirts, jeans, socks, a razor. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew I couldn't sleep under the same roof as her. She followed me halfway down the hallway. "Please don't go like this," she said. I stopped, turned around. "You don't get to beg now," I said. "You begged for this the second you brought that phone into our house. You just didn't use words." "Ryan, I'm sorry." "You're sorry you got caught," I said. "Not sorry for what you did." I walked out. I spent the night at my brother's place. Slept on his couch with my jacket still on and my shoes at the foot of the cushion. He didn't ask questions, just handed me a beer and turned on a late-night rerun of The Office. I don't know if I slept, but I know I didn't dream. The next few days were a blur. I went to work like normal. Fixed a busted heater in an old couple's attic. Installed a smart thermostat in a fancy condo downtown. On the outside, I looked fine. Inside, I was wreckage. Kate texted, called, left voicemails that started with "please" and ended with "I still love you." But I didn't answer. Because love doesn't sneak around with burner phones. Love doesn't lie in your face and then cry when the mask slips. Love doesn't cheat. And that's what this was, no matter how carefully she tried to word it. Eventually, she sent a long email. For paragraphs. Said she was confused. Said she felt invisible in the relationship. Said the other guy listened to her. I read it twice. And then I deleted it. What was I supposed to say? "Oh, you felt invisible. So I guess buying a whole secret phone and sending him love notes was totally fair." Nah. I changed the locks a week later. I had the legal right. It was my house before we got married, and her name wasn't on the deed. She didn't fight it. She moved into a friend's place downtown. She kept texting for a while. I stopped replying. And then it got quiet. Almost too quiet. But that's the thing about betrayal. It echoes. Long after the noise fades, you still hear it in your head. When you're brushing your teeth. When you're folding laundry alone. When you roll over in bed and the other side's still made. People ask me if I'll ever forgive her. I don't know. I don't feel rage anymore. Just this dull ache that something I believed in turned out to be fiction. Like finding out your favorite book was ghostwritten by someone who hated the story. You grieve that. Not the person. The illusion. Some days I wonder what would have happened if I hadn't found that phone. Would we still be together? Would she still be lying? Would I still be smiling across the dinner table, blind to the fact that the woman I loved was living a second life? Maybe. But I did find it. And that's when everything changed. Now, I've got my own place. A small duplex on the edge of town. Nothing fancy, but it's mine. I make coffee in the mornings, let my dog out back, sit on the porch with a blanket, and watch the sun cut through the trees. It's not a love story, but it's honest. And after everything I've been through, I'll take honest over perfect any day.